Hello YouTube. It's the 1st of August 2016 and this is another episode of Alt-Right Daily. To start, I'm going to show you a clip.
Donald Trump is what Americans aspire to be. Rich, powerful, do what you want to do, say what you want to say, be how you want to be. The American dream. He looks like a boss, and Americans love to have a boss. That's his appeal to me.
Desert Storm veteran and former member of the group Dolphins with a Chip on Their Shoulder, Ice Cube. I've been saying this for quite some time. They are going to be very surprised, and by they, I mean the punditry, the political class. That probably should have echoes when I said that. They are not expecting black males to vote for Trump in the proportions they will. Now, I'm not saying this is going to be a big deal. It's certainly not going to be the thing that makes or breaks it for Trump. So in the words of the wise Carl, none of this matters. But what is going to be great about it is, of course, to feast on the liberal butthurt. It reminds me of that, well, I guess this was actually some of our guys from the alt-right trolling, but back when Bernie was losing some of the states in the American South, a meme had been going around that Swipples were very angry because if the blacks had voted for him in the primary instead of Hillary, he would have done much better, and they were saying, why don't they know what's good for them? Why don't they vote for their own good? And they were very upset, and some of those probably were sincere, but as Mike Enoch revealed, a lot of those guys were our dudes. I think he said he knows that at least a few of those for certain were Wyatt. I've sadly hung out with quite a few Dindus, interacted with many a honor student, swam with the dolphins. A lot more in my life than I care to admit. But I can tell you, your run-of-the-mill black does not know all these arguments about the privilege, oppressive, blah, blah, blah. I mean, yeah, they know Whitey keeps them down, but nothing to anything approaching the cultural Marxist narratives and strategies that the Jews and that problem Negroes espouse. Now, sadly, most of the ones that vote are these problem Negroes that are familiar with this grievance narrative type of stuff. But a lot of them, a lot of these basic ones are going to vote for Trump for the exact reason that Ice Cube just said, and in the exact tone that he just said it. With that little cough giggle. Because he's a boss. That's exactly what it would sound like if I asked one of these Dindus I used to associate with their opinion. No self-consciousness about it whatsoever. They just say it how it is. And, that's kind of a good thing about them. Sure, they're bad, they're a problem. But unlike Jews, you can kind of take them at face value. They tell you what they're thinking, and they're not embarrassed about being such simple creatures. My previous episode, I talked about self-actualization and how blacks don't do all these things that whites do in terms of the extreme sports or being very into nature, animals, animal rights, and things such as that. And they readily admit this. They don't feel embarrassed about it whatsoever or self-conscious, the way that whites, for instance, would if they were pointed out to have some sort of a deficiency. They're simple creatures, and they don't feel bad about it. When he said, Trump's a boss, and I like a boss, that's exactly the way so many of them are going to see it. And it is going to be very rewarding. It's been said that if blacks just turn out in pre-Obama levels, they obviously turned out in droves to vote for Obama these last two times. But it's been said if they don't, that alone could cause Trump to win the election. They call it going back to pre-Obama levels in terms of black voter turnout. Not only is that turnout going to be a lot lower than they think, a good chunk of those blacks, I'm saying 30% of black males, are going to vote for Trump. And that is going to be very triggering for a lot of people that I hate. We should get on Reddit and try to start a little false flag there, just like with the Bernie thing saying, why don't they know what's good for them? This has been another episode of Alt-Right Daily. It's August the 1st, 2016. Have a good one.